Kit Christofferson here today to talk to you about making scratchboard art. Start with a blank piece of paper, preferably a waxy or clay infused surface on it, a smooth surface, and then go ahead and add oil pastel to that. Really make sure that the ink doesn't soak into the fibers. I'm spreading out some India ink here. I find that works best, and I'm going to use a roller, an ink brayer for printmaking. And I'm going to go up not all the way to the edges. I'm going to leave it slightly unfinished. I really like that poster gritty kind of look to it that lends itself so well to scratchboard art. Use a hair dryer or a heat gun. If you're using a heat gun, just make sure not to hold it too close, otherwise you'll boil it underneath and create some bubbles that doesn't work very well. Once it's dry, go ahead and get into it. Use a scratchboard tool or a sharp object to go ahead and create lines. Remember that what we're trying to do here is accentuate the highlights, right? You want to try to learn to reverse shade. You have to use your cross hatching or completely scratching out an area to show the brightest points, the highlights, and not the shade or shadow. A lot of people, when they start out, they're very tempted just to start drawing lines how they normally do to outline things, but you don't want to do that. If you want a black line outlining anything, you have to leave it and scratch around it instead. So it is a reverse shading process. That can be difficult for people to get in the swing of at first. As far as subject, I chose an old man, just kind of a gritty old man. I find that choosing subjects that are a little bit rougher, more textured, that works best. You want to have a lot of detail to work with. You want to have a lot of texture to work with. I think that people shy away from detail sometimes. They're very afraid of it. But with this kind of work, the more detail, the better. And remember that if you're a little off, no one's going to know, right? I think that so many people stress getting every single detail right. You don't need to. And I certainly didn't in this case. I found patterns to the wrinkles that I kind of accentuated, and I didn't really get wound up if something was slightly out of place, because the more detailed an object is, the less it matters that you get it perfect. So never be afraid of something with a high level of detail. Ram's horns, seashells, crab, all of that would be good kinds of subject matter for this style of scratchboard art with that gritty kind of print rolled ink on it. Don't forget to sign it, of course, and here I'm just brushing in some aftertone to it. I scratched away a little too much. I got a little zealous with it, so I'm going back in and I'm brushing in just some watered down ink, and I'll let it just dry naturally. And that way you get a little bit of mid-tone, a little bit more three-dimensionality out of it. So here we go. Here's the final product. I hope that you enjoy this, and it's better than using pre-made ink scratch boards. Instead, make your own. Try it out.